Yo, this Tone tapping in with Media Pass TV.
What's up? What's up? All right.
What's up, bro?
Tone Royal, Mr. Tone Royal. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Feeling good. Feeling good.
That's good to hear. So for the people who don't know, tell them who you are.
My name Tone Royal, Mr. A&R, Mr. Monopoly, real estate investor, developer, flip a lot of houses, build a lot of houses out here in the 757. Got started a little bit while ago, like just being young, trying to just figuring out a different path in life. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid growing up, used to do like contractor work with my grandfather, my pops and stuff. So it's like I knew I didn't want to do that work. So
Right.
like fast forward, just coming up, I was like, dang, I want to like really get into flipping houses and building houses and stuff like that. And just as time went along, going through trials and tribulations, like really trying to like just find your lane and find what's for you. I ended up just finding that and really turning up with it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, actually, what was like the turning point? Like what actually like got you to here? Besides working and contracting with your grandparents.
It was a couple different things. So one, like just being in the street and seeing friends getting locked up and people getting crossed out and just all kind of just stuff that come with being, saying just getting money in the street. It was just like, I was like, bro, it's time for me to find something different. I was taking L's back to back to back. I was like, yo, this God telling me like switch lanes, you know what I'm saying? And I always wanted to get into real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So between that and then when I was younger, like probably a year or two before that, I had a job. Like they ended up giving me a promotion and suspending me in the same 30 days. So I was like some crazy stuff. I guess they seen how much I was making and they was like, oh no, you don't supposed to be jumping that far ahead that fast. And I wasn't trying to leave. So I was like, no, I'm going to keep doing this. So they ended up suspending me for like 3-4 months. So, it was back to doing what I was doing. And
May I ask what job was this?
Longshoreman.
Oh, word.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Longshoreman, bro. Like, I got down there, learned some shit. They said, oh, you know how to do this? Gave me a promotion.
Hell yeah.
Turned up. I was going crazy, like working all the hours I could. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, for those who don't know what a longshoreman is, could you explain?
Oh yeah, so longshoreman is like you're dealing with the container ships. You're doing export, import. All the containers that's bringing in like raw materials, TVs, clothes, whatever that's coming to our port. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cars, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting like a supervisor position, like real fast. So they was like, oh nah, you need to come back down here, get this $13, $14 an hour. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. What the fuck? Nah, hell no. So
What were you doing to like set yourself apart?
Just being eager, bro. Just trying to like, once I found out what positions made what money, I'm like, I gotta get over here. So I started getting over there with them, learning what they did, and the next thing you know, they start putting me in the rotation of that.
So
you know what I'm saying?
With that same eagerness, do you carry that over to like anything that you do, like especially with the houses?
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Like, I always been a hustler since I was a kid. Like since I was 14, I was off the porch early. Like I had a bunch of older cousins, they was getting money, like they 15, 16, pulling up in old schools to the granny house at the cookout, auntie house at the cookout. So I was like,
inspired,
I got mongoose at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I gotta get right. I had the J's, you know what I'm saying? The J's had a little outfits, but I'm like, cousin them pulling up to the cookout with old school on 24, 22, I'm like, I gotta get right. So just being around them, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of took a taking to that early and was just really, getting to the bathroom on anything. Like even with, being in the streets and selling my little shit, I was like LimeWire. We was burning CDs and DVDs.
Yeah.
Coming to school, we was selling T-shirts, white tees, and all that. So I was doing, I was doing anything trying to get $1 when I was young, bro. So I just always had that hustle for sure.
Did your cousins ever? I understand they were in the streets, but did they ever do the contracting with your pops and everything?
Nah. A couple of them did. Matter of fact, 2 of them did.
Okay.
2 of them did.
Do they do real estate with you now? Or
Nah.
Okay, that leads me to my next question, which going back to like your homie, you said you had a few homies who died or got locked up or whatever like that. The homies that were left, did you try to like teach them or bring them along the way or anything?
Yeah, like some of them for sure. Like I came to them. I know like a couple of my homies, they probably like, nah, Tony, you gotta show me first. Cause I came to them, like starting out, I ain't really know what I know now. So back then I thought it took a bunch of money. So I was going to certain friends like, yo, like you bring this to the table, we could do this, we could do that. They was like, whatever, like, I get with you type shit. So I was like, all right. So I kind of figured like, nah, Tone, like, go ahead. You gotta go ahead and lead the way. Go ahead and start it off. So, yeah, a couple of my homies now is like, yeah, bro, like, where the house at? Like, send me a crib. So now it's like, yeah, just pulling everybody together that, you know, that want to move forward with the real estate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now that it took off, sometimes, you know, people just gotta see, you know, like, being in certain environments and not seeing that we can make way more money doing something legit versus doing this. Sometimes you gotta show a person, because I had to be like that, change my mindset. Like, I got around people that was doing all the stuff I was trying to do from being in the streets, that they was being legit. Like, they was going, getting rollies every month and buying their mom cars and taking trips all the time, and they was legit. So that's what changed my whole perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Have you always been like the one to take risks? And,
yeah.
And how do you feel? How do you feel taking a risk like this to have to show your friends like for proof?
I feel like it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like with me taking those risks before then, when I got into real estate, I was like, oh, this ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, before then, it's like, somebody's like, oh, you owe the plug, bro. You gotta go pay. Like, you about to get on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But now, it's like, bro, we dealing with real people, real attorneys, real, you know what I'm saying? It's like real paperwork involved. So it's like, I was like, bro, this ain't it's an easy type of risk.
How about this?
You know what I'm saying?
Taking these risks feel a lot better than the other ones. Yeah.
Right, bro. So it was just like, you know, I went through a lot, and it's like, say, I was taking a lot of L's, and that's when I knew it was like, it was just time to transition, time to switch lanes, and do something different. And you know, once it got popping, like say, my homies pulled up, they like, bro, you going crazy with this shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know, like, you get a crib, or, you know, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely, like, you know, it opened their eyes, opened a lot of people, it opened my folks' eyes, you know what I'm saying? Like, even family was like, oh, he don't know what the hell he doing, he gonna mess up his money, contractor's gonna run off on him with his money. And then,
even the family,
yeah, bro, like, people was talking crazy.
But,
you know
but now the conversation,
the conversation's way different. Conversation way different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now it's like, oh, bro, like, you got a rental property, you got this, you got that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and family actually support me. Like, they go out, they bragging about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, little cuz do this, or nephew do this, or my son do this, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
See, like, that's like the second example that you given me, where like people have had to see it first before they start.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
People will box you in, like, when people know you for doing this or doing that, or even just, you know, just having a good job or whatever case, they gonna box you and they like, oh, you know, but it's like, bro, I've been around that shit all my life. That I've been around, like, the construction. Everybody in my family, everybody was hustlers. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's had, like, other stuff going on. Like, I had cousins that had 5-6 houses downtown Newport News. My pops had like a couple rentals downtown. So it's like, people was already in it, but it's just like, you know, that won't really their main thing to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
making this your main
I'm making this my main thing. Like, bro, if I can figure this out, I know I ain't gotta do that. Like, after them first 2 deals, I was like, that I'm good.
Your people owning the contracting company, do you ever hire them for work? No?
I call them if I need like a question or help about anything. I actually help them.
Oh, you keep business and family.
I keep it separate. I went and built my whole team, like, all my everything come through me. So now it's like, I got so many people on my team, I send guys over there to help them. The table really turned. The table really turned.
Oh, I want to go back to where you said you had first jumped in and you were learning about it, and it took you a while because you said you thought you needed a lot of money.
Yeah.
How much, like, per se, would you say someone needed to start off?
25,000.
For flipping or building?
Flipping.
For flipping.
Both.
Is flipping or wholesaling the same thing?
No. Some wholesalers consider, it is a flip technically, but they're not doing that to the house. They just selling a piece of paper to an investor. So wholesaling is like, right, I go out here, I get a property on the contract, an off-market property, right? I get a property for $50,000. I know you need a house to flip. So that same house I got for $50,000, I'm gonna sell it to you for $70,000 and make $20,000. But that same house I sold to you for $70,000, you gonna actually flip the house, like, bring your contractors in, redo everything. Then you can sell that house for $150,000, $200,000. Yeah, make your money, right? So that's all wholesaling is. So.
But so as a wholesaler, you're not putting up any money.
No, you're not putting. You're just selling a piece of paper.
So where do you get the paper from?
It's just a contract. It's a contract. So basically, it's like, I'll take this piece of paper, and get the lady to say, hey, I'm gonna buy this house at 50,000, and I'm gonna take that same piece of paper and sell it to you for 70.
Okay.
So I get paid. So when we go to close, so once you go to pay the 70 for the house, she get her 50, I get my 20. Right.
And then she's gonna flip it for more than what she paid for anyway. So everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy flipping or wholesaling, or just?
I enjoy both of it. I enjoy flipping, building, and wholesaling. The thing about wholesaling is you make a lot of money real fast if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take a minute to get a deal to wholesale. You know what I'm saying? So the first property I ever found, when I found it, I could have wholesaled it and made 10, 15,000, right? But I ended up tearing the whole house down and just building new. So my first project was new construction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You ever do new construction?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So my first house was new construction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just tore the whole house down because the house, I got him down to 40,000, but the land was worth 70. So what happened was, right? So I got him to 40,000. The construction cost was 160. So I was all in 200,000, and I sold the house for 310. So that was my first deal right there. Yeah, so it was just like, all right. So before I even finished that house, while that house was getting framing, I found another house. That was a flip. So I had two houses going on fresh off the porch. And I was just like you said, just having that eagerness, like bro, like when you're back against the wall and shit going left, you can like, no, this gotta work. Like, it gotta work. Like it gotta work. It has no choice but to work, and it worked out.
So no plan B, no nothing. It was like this.
Nah, this gotta work. Yeah. It won't no plan. I won't think about no plan B. I was like, this shit it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like It had no choice but to work. That's how it was.
What's the process between new construction? What's the difference between the process of new construction and just renovating?
New construction is a little more. You gotta get building permits. You gotta get zoning. You gotta go, to the city hall, go through zoning, go through planning, make sure that the house you're trying to build it fits within the lots with the setbacks. So it's a little more with building new construction, but it's not that bad. Like if you got a good engineer and a good architect, you make the process a lot easier. Yeah, you got to turn in your surveys. You got to turn in everything. So they look over your plans. Make sure your people got their building permit, everything. So you got all kind of, and then it's like each phase of new construction, you got your roughing, you got your framing inspection, electrical inspection. So each phase of your new construction, they sending somebody out to come inspect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not really like that with renovating. You know what I'm saying? You might have a couple things to get inspected. You might got to get a permit. Sometimes you don't have to get a permit, depending on what you're doing to a renovation, just as far as a fix and flip. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, what I ended up realizing was, I built a system with my guys where we was getting out these houses in 30 days. So we was getting the house, flipping it in 30 days, getting it back on the market. Getting the house, flipping it in 30 days, getting it back on the market. Once I figured that out, I'm like, damn. I said, why the fuck am I going to go over here and get new construction? It's going to take me 3-4 months. It's going to take a month just to get all the paperwork, permits and stuff, right? So that's 1 month gone. Then it's going to take 3 months to get it built. You know what I'm saying? 90 days, like we're going to get it all the way turnkey. So that's 4 months to go sit here and make 70, 80 when I can go flip a house and make the same amount of money in 30, 45 days. You see what I'm saying? Even if we talking about listing it and getting it sold, we still talking about 60 days because I ain't never had a house on the market over 2 weeks.
Dang,
so it's like
you answering a lot of our questions. God damn.
Yeah. Okay. So we was just rolling. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we was like, so once I figured out like that, I said, all right, I'm gonna start doing volume with the flips. Then that's when everything started making sense for me. So it's like only time I really would do a new construction if it's I get the land for like dumb low. You know what I'm saying? And what end up fast forwarding, I end up getting a crew just for new construction. So now I ain't had to pull my guys off of my flips. So that's how I was able to have both going on at the same time.
I wanna run back.
Yeah, go ahead,
to
bro.
your first sale, your first flip, your first everything. Like, how did that feel? When you went back and told your people, like, look, I told you I could do this, or I told you this was gonna happen. Like, what was the conversation?
Man, the conversation is crazy. I don't think I never really even talked about the situation. So I got into some legal trouble. Okay. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I came home and I had probably had like 2-3 weeks left of work I had to do in the house. So we got everything rolling, got everything situated, and then it went on a contract. We sold it, right? Boom, fast forward, I seen that first check. I'm like, oh my God, now I'm already knowing, because I told you I had 2 houses going on at the same time. So I'm already knowing another check about to come. So my mom called me like, yo, she was like, these people want to write an offer on the house. I wasn't even done with the second house yet. Like, they like the location, they like what I was doing to it, they wanted to write an offer. So I'm like, all right, let's get that one locked up too. So soon as I finished the house, we was closing. So now I was like, damn, I got 2 checks. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at the fact, and then the matter of fact, the second check, it wasn't even a check, it was a wire. So when that joint hit my account, I'm like, yo, like, this is legit.
The zeros, the commas.
I'm looking at my account like, this is legit. Money just hit my account. Like, that time, it had me messed up. Like, for real. Like, I think like 2-3 days later, I think I went straight to the mall. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I might go just treat myself. Like, because at first I wasn't trying to do nothing.
You were just like, this shit I got. Like,
yeah.
whoa, like, you
well, I think
like newfound money.
I sat in the house for like a couple days. It's like,
for real?
Yeah. I sat in the house like a couple days. Like, I was like still doing my like 1-2 to get more properties in. Because at that point now, I'm like fiending. Like, I gotta get more houses. I gotta get more houses. I gotta get more houses. So at that point, that's all I was focused on.
I was going to say, it was
I wasn't like, then I think after a few days later, and you just keep looking at your account, it's like, all right, I need to celebrate this shit. Like, yeah, it's like, all right, I don't know where I think I went to the club or something, just did my 1-2 in the club, and I think I went to DC, and I took the kids, took my sister, took my son, mom, like I just blew money on everybody. And I was like, all right, we going home. It was like time to get back to it now. You know what I'm saying? So it messed my head up for sure, bro.
Are you teaching your kids this along the way? Like,
yeah.
Do they come to like job sites with you?
Yeah, like my daughter, she comes to the house and tell you everything need to be done with it.
Oh, word.
Like, I can have her, I open the door, she coming in, like, windows need to be done, roof need to be done, the floors need to be done. And the crazy thing about it, she tell me all the time, Dad, I don't want to flip houses.
What does she want to do?
I don't know. She's into so much different stuff. She's really into art, like, heavily. You know what I'm saying? She's super smart. Always get straight A on the road. But it's like, I can have her come in the house, and then, you know what I'm saying, she know everything need to be done, everything need to be fixed. She don't know prices and stuff, but she know, like, oh, this needs to be replaced. This needs, you know what I'm saying? So she's smart. So it's like, she might say that now, she get older. You know, it's like, when you know something at a young age, you have no choice kind of like to dab in it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I tell her that, I'm like, look, you don't have to wake up and do this every day like I do to be invested in real estate. Like, you can still have some properties and, you know what I'm saying? Right. Still do a couple properties. Just having that knowledge. My son, he 4, so he been coming on property since he was like 2. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2. So he just come in there and be trying to pick up tools and bang on stuff and beat on stuff. But the thing is, like, he love building stuff. Like, whether, like, he into Hot Wheels real heavy. So, like, he be building some tracks. I be like, dang, boy, you can be a little architect. Like, tracks be going from one side of the house all the way to the other side. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it's just getting in the way, just messing up everything.
Yeah. But my daughter, she more so asks questions and stuff. Like.
Okay. But she's not intrigued in flipping houses. She likes
so she say, yeah. I think she just been to so many houses, and like they was around me. You know what I'm saying? They was around me when I was really trying to figure everything out. So, you know, when I was building my team, I'm just pulling up on job sites, getting everybody's number. Like, yo, what you do?
You been doing this?
4 years. It just made 4 years.
Oh, 4 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. 4 years in February.
Okay. So you say you have your own team. So you have a renovation team, new construction team. Yeah. You also have like an interior design team and everything?
Nah, I do all my designs myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I do all my designs myself. Yep.
Go in and just kind of picture how you
visualize. Yeah.
When you renovate, do you pretty much go with the same layout that was there before? Or do you try to add your own?
Nah, I go in there and try to knock down every wall I can.
Word.
Yeah, I do a lot of extra stuff that I probably don't, but it pay off when it's time for me to sell the house. So I know a lot of people like an open concept, open floor plan. So that's the first thing I'm doing. So even if I don't like where a bathroom sit, we're going to rearrange and put the bathroom on this side or put the bathroom on that side. So every house I done added a bathroom, tore walls down, or switched the bathroom to a different position in the house. So like I said, a lot of people, when they walk into the property, they want to see functionality, they want to see flow. And a lot of these houses I'm buying, they're older houses. So a lot of stuff that made was what it was back then was cool back then, you know, being 2022, 2023. Everybody want like some nice contemporary modern looking type of stuff. Right. So it's like, we're going to move this over here, move that over here. We're going to turn this over here to a closet. So I go in there and try to rearrange the whole floor plan and try to stay on budget for sure.
Okay. Have you ever like been in the middle of a renovation, like something like surprisingly just pop up and like, damn, I did not expect this?
All the time. All the time, yeah.
How do you, I mean, of course you have to fix it, but like, how do you?
Just budget. I just always put like 5,000 or 10,000 extra in my budget. You know what I'm saying? And then if nothing pops up, then I just put the money in my pocket. But if something do pop up, I'm like, all right, now let me go ahead and get this. It'd be a headache because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when you add an extra 5 or 10 in your budget, it's like, yeah, it's there for that, but you don't really want to use it. You don't want to use it. So I'm like, damn, yeah. So it's like, I have houses all the time, bro. Like, you dealing with these old houses, some stuff you're not going to really be able to tell till you start tearing into the wall and tearing into stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything not going to be right there in the forefront for you to see, like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. So, I mean, the only best way we can really get around it is just do a real heavy property evaluation. Right. That's when we go through and evaluate the whole property, evaluate the crawl space, evaluate everything, make sure the foundation is straight, you know what I'm saying? So,
what's the biggest cost-effective remodeling factor, like foundation?
Foundation. Yeah, foundation, your foundation, roof, windows, HVAC. Those are things that's going to cost heavy, you know what I'm saying? Windows, depending on how many windows you got in the house, that can get real expensive too. You know what I'm saying? So I done had some houses where we done deleted windows.
I was about to ask you that too. Like,
we like, yo, all right, let's close this up, close that up, close this up. God, yeah, we like, if I know we got a certain amount of windows that's gonna bring an adequate amount of natural light in the house, there's no need to keep all these windows. You know what I'm saying? And then windows, depending on, like me, I flip houses so fast, and some of these windows is custom order windows, so it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get windows that's custom order. I ain't trying to wait that long. I'm not. People like, you know, when I first started, I mean, I like fast forward, like my second year, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just start ordering the windows before, like once I know I'm about a house and go get all the measurements, order the windows. Man, I did that before and I still was waiting 2 weeks. Like whole house was done. Whole house was done. I'm just waiting on windows.
Windows. Yep. Okay, so when you're remodeling a house and say you want to extend it, I remember you said when you're doing new construction, you have to have like certain permits and everything like that. So when remodeling and you want to extend, do you have to have those same permits, or is this like something?
Somewhat. It's somewhat, yeah. Because so when you remodeling, sometimes you got to pull electrical permit, HVAC permit, a plumbing permit, depending on what you're doing. You're adding a bathroom, you know, stuff like that. Right. If you like extending the house, doing an addition, like making the house bigger in square footage. Yes, you're going to have to go get like another building permit. You got to show them plans and show them what you actually add into the house. Yup. Yeah.
Does what you add or depend on if they'll like approve it or not?
Yeah, because they got the right to turn it down. Like if you try to do like some big dumbass stuff, it's going to be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I learned that. Like, you can make a lot of money doing that though. I just be scared to do it sometimes.
You want to like extend?
Yeah.
Okay. That you might not make your money back or what?
Nah, not that I might not make my money back. It's just that if you don't do it everything to what they wanted to be, like they can slow that whole project down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I ain't trying to we not trying to waste no time. We trying to get this house back on the market. So it's like instead of me doing that, now me personally, I look at deals where I may not have to do that per se. So if I can get it if I just negotiate, I tell everybody you get what you negotiate. So if I can get the house down to the point where exactly where I need it to be, then I know that I don't have to sit here and do an addition or do anything like that. You know what I mean? So some houses, like say if my whole motion just miraculously slowed down and I'm getting these little ass 2-bedroom houses that I need to add a 3rd bedroom, 4th bedroom to, then of course I gotta do what I gotta do at that point just to keep my shit going. But as of right now, I ain't trying to do no additions, bro.
So the goal is to get the house, flip it, get the bag, get another house, flip it, get the bag.
Yeah, and just keep the motion going.
Because the more you have to do to a house, or that you try to do to a house, the more they can slow you down and promote the situation. Now stopping your money flow and shit like that. You might got your eye on another house right around the corner, and now all your money tied up.
Yeah, bro. So that's super important. Like I said, I don't mind doing it if I don't have to. Like if I gotta really jump in there and do an addition, I don't mind doing it. Like my guys, like they skilled, so we can make it happen. But I just know it's gonna take an extra maybe 20 days just to get permits and get everything and do all this. But at the same time, that addition might bring us an extra 30, 40,000 too. You know what I'm saying? So.
But in this business, it's 30, 40 days a long time.
Hell yeah, time is money in real estate. Every day count. Every day count. Like, we ain't trying to waste no days doing nothing. If it's raining, let's knock out everything we need to knock out on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, we try not to leave no outside work. The only outside work we left when we finished the house is landscaping.
do you take care of that as well?
What, the landscaping? Yeah, I got a couple different landscaping companies I deal with. I just call them and tell them what I want to do. But I told them this year we got to up it this year. Like, I just going in there putting mulch and flowers and shit.
You said you want some curb appeal, man. I want some curb appeal.
Yeah, I want something that's gonna really, you know what I mean, that's gonna stand out. And we can just come up with a standard. Like all my guys know my expectations. So it's like, once I set that standard, they know what we got to do when we walk into the house. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like now just growing, grooming with certain people and we learning each other, it's like now everything's just starting to be an autopilot for me. Like everything, like everybody know what they got to do. They know what color I want to paint the house. They know what walls I want to open. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you should know what towel I want to use.
Oh, it's the Tom Moore way, baby.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So with the architect, do you have to use an architect when remodeling, or just when?
Depends. I had to one house. This one house, right, is an old house built in like 1855 or something. The house had one bathroom. It's a 2-story house. The bedroom's upstairs, the bathroom downstairs. Weird, right? So I'm like, damn, I got to put a bathroom upstairs in order to sell this house. Nobody's gonna want to come downstairs to take a shower. Correct. So that's why I seen just updating stuff. So I did have to get an engineer to figure out where we was going to put the bathroom, make sure it's going to be structurally sound, everything, you know what I'm saying, dealing with an old house like that. Because when you start messing with them old houses like that, the more you tear into those, open up a can of worms.
What's the plan for remodeling? Like, since you don't have to go to an architect, who do you go? You go to an engineer?
I just, everything off my mind, bro.
Oh, you just tell the contractors come in and just tear this shit down. Yep. Even if you don't know, even if it's like a supporting wall or something, like they'll let you know.
Yeah, we know. Like, we'll know. Like, we got to put an LVL beam in, or it's a low-bearing wall. Like, we know.
You just running and gunning, like, doing it as you go. Like, fuck it. Yeah. Man, that's what's up. Okay.
I mean, it took me a minute to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell you like this, right? My first 7 houses, I started off with a general contractor, right? So, being underneath him, he was calling me. Like, yo, what was going on in the house? He was never there for real. I was at the house every day asking questions. So me being there and then me having that carpenter background being on my folks back in the day, because they had me like real life doing work. So I was just like, between all of that, I really knew what was going on and this not supposed to be this don't look like this or this. So a lot of the guys that a lot of the contractor subs that he was hiring for my projects, when I'm asking them questions or I'm telling them certain stuff, they like, yo, how long you been doing this or this, that, and the third, and I'm just like, some of them didn't even believe it was my house. You know what I'm saying? So they like, this your house? I'm like, yeah, this is my house. This is an investment. This is an investment property. So, you know, I did learn. I learned a lot. And I tell people, you know, try to start off with a GC and just be there and learn so much. You know what I'm saying? Starting off. Once you get from under that GC, like, I think probably after that first 8-9 months, I'll end up building my own team. I was like, yo, number one, you calling me every day asking me what the hell is going on at the house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Number two, I see you ain't doing nothing but subbing people out. You a general contractor. You hiring framers. You hiring electricians. You hiring plumbers. You hiring HVACs. I already had a list full of people. Yeah. So I can do this myself. I said, if I'm here every day managing it, I can do this myself. So after me just still learning and I got away from that. So I'm sitting here making this money out the house, making this money in the house. The first house I did with my own team was the most money I ever made with a flip. So once I did that, I was like, oh yeah, it's up now. I ain't never going back to homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still keep in contact because he's a good guy for sure. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it was times where like I'm doing 3 houses at a time. My money was tied up. I was being super greedy. When I first started, like I told you I did 2 at a time. Then next thing you know, I was trying to do 3 at a time. So then it was like one house, he like, yeah, I need a deposit of $20,000, man. I'm like, bro, I ain't got it. I said, I ain't got it. I was like, these other houses gotta go first. He was like, all right, well, you know, I was dealing with a lender then, with a hard money lender. So what a hard money lender do is once the work is done, they wire you that money back to you. So I'm like, listen, you know I'm dealing with a lender. So once you finish the work, you know you getting paid because they gonna pay you. So he's like, yeah, you right. All right, I guess I can make it work. So I never throw shade on him because he ain't had to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have slowed my whole shit down. So with him actually fronting all my construction shit up front and he getting paid when the lender see that the work's been done, that shit helped me out a lot. And I tell people that like all my like mentors, my students, I tell them like, listen, try to build a relationship with your contractor. Tell them like, hey, look, I got this amount. I can put this down. If I'm working with a lender, as soon as they see the work is complete, they gonna send you the money to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So Like, I tell people, try to, it's contractors out there that if you being genuine with them, they'll be genuine with you. You know what I'm saying? Some contractors can't. I've dealt with a lot of people where, they don't have money to pay their guys and do all that stuff and then wait for a check on the back end. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, that shit help. I never throw shade on him. But I definitely was like, all right, it's time to grow apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, we still keep in contact. Like, I'll be getting deals all the time on the wholesale end. So, I'll be sending him deals. I'm like, hey, man, I got this house.
Y'all still
we still cool. Yeah, for sure.
What is considered a smart buy?
All right, it's 3 things. Location. That's number 1. Location. That's gonna be your smartest thing possible. I tell people all the time. Location is gonna make or break that deal. I don't care what you do to it.
Okay. Speaking of location, so you bought land. Do you buy land?
Mm-hmm.
But that's for like new construction stuff.
Yeah.
When something is built on land and is like appraised at a certain price, when you tear down whatever's on that land, does the value drop back down or does it go up, or like does it fluctuate? How does that go?
So all right, so this is what we end up doing, right? So when I'm buying land, if it's new constructions in the area, I see what they paid for the land, right? So I call a realtor and say, hey, like, what's the average price of land going in this area? I do that anyway, just to make sure I'm not overpaying for the land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know certain markets, as soon as I see the dimensions of a lot, I know exactly what I want to pay. Now, certain markets I don't know. Like Portsmouth, I haven't done no new construction in Portsmouth yet. So somebody might end up getting me I'm thinking I'm getting a deal like, oh, you only want $30K for this lot? Mm-hmm. The whole time it ain't worth nothing but 15. But with me not being used to buying land in that market, you know what I'm saying? So it's just having a good realtor can definitely help you out with that, just as far as figuring your numbers out and figuring out, is this a good deal or not? Now, to answer your question as far as the appraisal part, right? Mm-hmm. So once we know that the average lot price is going for 40, 50,000 for just a standard size lot in that area, right? So now what we're going to end up doing is seeing how much are the new constructions selling in that area. So that first house, that's what I knew what I wanted to build, because it was already a lot of new construction going on in that area. Like that area is just turning over. So it was, I did a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,400 square feet house. And the reason I did that because it was other 4-2s, 2,400 square feet, 2,200 square feet in that area that was selling for that price. So that's how I knew exactly what I wanted to build. And the lot was so big, I tried to get it subdivided, but I couldn't. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna build this house. So the lot was it was a little ass house I tore down, bro. Shit was sitting on 3/4 of an acre. Yeah. So
what's the process like to
subdivide it?
Yeah, to subdivide.
All right, so in Hampton, you got to have a minimum of 70 feet frontage. So with that house, I think I had like 60 or something. Yeah, I was like just 10 feet short. So it was some more land right next to that was just trees, but the city owned it. So I went to the city and see if they let me buy it just so I can subdivide. They ain't let me do it. So that first one I was on, I'm like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you know when you eager, you trying to figure it out, and then I'm the one that's actually going to the city, asking these questions, trying to put this together, trying to put that together. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people, like, when you first starting off, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I was bitching a lot about people not trying to help me and nobody trying to take me underneath their wing and this, that, and the third. Cause I just knew I was a solid person, so I'm just like, why the fuck nobody trying to help me? Yeah. But I thank God for that, because me going over there and asking questions and learning and doing this, that, and the third, it shaped me. Like, now I know so much, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it helped a lot for sure. And then it's no shade to them guys that didn't help me, because now I see how busy I am. So I was like, I'm like, bro, they ain't really had time to help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once
you get to a certain position where you see, I guess, your mentors are at, you were trying to be, you started to like understand their mindset and how they move and shit like that.
Yeah, they weren't trying to help. But that's how, like, you know, by them not trying to help, I know, like, I told myself, like, once I figure this out, I'm gonna start teaching people this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I end up getting into coaching.
Okay. Could you please continue with the last two of the smart buys?
All right. Location.
Location
is gonna make a smart buy.
Okay.
So if you look at all my flips on my page, they in decent neighborhoods that me or you are living in. All right. I don't like all my houses I got in the hood. I keep them as rental properties because I know the property value eventually gonna go up. So I don't like to buy houses in the hood and sell them. I want to keep them joints. And then I go in there, give it a luxury flip look, just like I do my flips, and then put it on Section 8 and let them live luxury. You see what I'm saying? But that's number one, location. Number two.
I got to. You already said you do Section 8 renting. Like, why does it have a bad stigma, and why did you decide to, you know what I'm saying?
Man, people, all right, number one, a lot of these people that own Section 8 is jackleg investors. Just like you got jackleg contractors,
right.
You got jackleg investors. They ain't trying to fix nothing, not trying to do nothing. They don't have a team. Okay. So slumlords. Mm-hmm. So some of these people, they just distressed landlords. They're distressed landlords, and we buy houses from them type of people. They tired of dealing with the tenants. They tired of them keep calling saying this not working, that's not working, this not working. Every last house I got on Section 8, I renovated the whole house. New plumbing, new electrical, new roof, new windows, new floor, new kitchen cabinets, new everything, new water heater, they not calling me for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if something fucked up in the house, y'all did that. And it's only so much y'all can really do that I can't go have my guys that we already doing volumes of flips that they can't come knock out for a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? Anything else that's major, I got home insurance.
Real estate sounds amazing, man. It sounds like it's treating you right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you hear people like, oh, they be tearing up the house, they be doing this, they doing that. Bro, 9 times out of 10, the investor themselves don't know what they doing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, are you gonna have houses? Your house can get tore up on regular rent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your house can get tore up on regular, like just renting to a regular person. Absolutely. So it's me. I got a couple of my guys, bro. We all got Section 8 houses, bro. Our tenants treat us good. We treat them good.
And that's how it should be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not out here to paint no stigma or nothing as far as on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it how you live. Do people take advantage of the system? Yeah. Like, shit, who don't want to pay a couple dollars a month for the rest of their life? Yeah, I like to too. But at the same time, like, that shit ain't none of my business. I'm gonna do what I need to do. They gonna do what they gotta do. As long as you taking care of paid. Right. As long as you taking care of my house, I'm good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I can tell you right now, 70% of the investors, they wish they had their people on Section 8 because the last 2 years they didn't get paid rent due to the COVID situation. That's how I really came up for real. Is like that situation. But we'll talk about that later. No. We talk about it. But look, so they won't pay rent, bro. Mm-hmm. And then everybody has Section 8. We still get paid. Government pay us. Mm-hmm. But the other situation was like, oh, COVID relief, I can't pay. Yeah. So all these guys, bro, man, so many people I was buying houses from, they like, bro, I'm 30, 40, 50, 60K in the whole day. So
like people who were investors, but they didn't do Section 8 investing, and now they're selling their shit to you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about that. Like, I went crazy 2021.
For real?
I went crazy 2021.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely on the question. Yeah. Okay.
So location, price, it's two things I look at. I really look at location because, like I said, when you have a house in an area that me or you not going to mind moving to, then you're going to attract more buyers. You know what I'm saying? So now you're opening your buyer pool for way more people to come that be interested in your property. So that's one thing why I never had a house sit on the market long. So I go into these decent areas, or if it's an area that just turned over and I see it's a lot of action going on, I jump in that area too. Now, you might hear investors say, oh, you know, they plan on doing this in redevelopment in this area in 2024. Right. Those areas like that, I just go get like rental properties and stuff in. But as far as my fix with location, bro, location is so important. So important. Once we get the location right, now it's time to get the price right. You know what I'm saying? So I was flipping houses in neighborhoods that it was other flippers riding by. I'm not racist, some of my white friends, but they was riding by and they was looking like, how the fuck he get a house in this neighborhood to flip? You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I do business with a lot of white people, so they was cheering me on. They like, yo, you got a niche, keep going. Like, they turning me up. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Location, bro. Location is everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause like I said, I can go out here and do the craziest flip I want to on the worst block. Who the hell come and move out there?
Nobody want to move
right. You know what I'm saying? So I look at everything. I had this hell of a deal one time, right? But if you look out the window, you see nothing but a graveyard. I was like, bro, I can't do this. Like, who want to wake up and open their windows and that's all they see? So I'm really, really, really particular about what I buy. I don't let no type of situation get me against the wall where it's like, nah, I gotta buy this house, or I gotta buy that. Because if any situation like that, I just wholesale it.
So you don't feel pressed up.
Yeah, I still make my money. As long as I'm still making money, I feel like every deal gotta make money. Whether I'm flipping it, building it, or wholesaling it, every deal gotta make some type of money.
Right. You were saying that Hampton didn't want you to build on like a certain tree lot or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And one of your first flips or whatever was had some white people, panties and a bunch of whatever like that.
Yeah, still do all day.
and black people have a history of being redlined to like certain areas and shit like that. I don't know if you know. To where like they keep them in a certain part of the city or they can't live in a certain part. So do you think that like that still goes on, and have you been stopped in any other city to where like you can't build or they don't? Maybe it's they don't know.
I haven't went through that. I went through racism for sure. Dealing with real estate just might come to a property, or some people just try to give me a hard time. My whole thing where I took L's at on the racism side was appraisers. We need more black appraisers. I ain't scared to say that.
I've heard appraisal issues where like people end up like tricking the appraiser, and then they'll switch their shit out and put a white family in, and then the appraisal go up.
The thing was, my mom is my realtor, so she got her sign in the front yard, her face on it. Then the appraiser, they can see like, okay, A&R Real Estate Investment owner Antonio Royal. Ain't a black name. I mean, nah, it's really Italian, but I'm just saying, you see what I'm saying? But I know what's going on, bro. Cause I done lost too much, and they done made up all kind of excuses why we couldn't appraise it at this value. So I think out of the 4 years, I probably took like at least 4 appraisal hits.
What's the biggest?
30K.
30?
30K. They undervalue my house by $30,000. Mind you, you gotta understand, that shit hit you in the heart because listen, we do a house, right? We flip it, we sell the house. It's under contract with the new buyers at $350,000. So they like, okay, we getting this house. They're cool with the $350,000. I'm cool because I know what I'm making. But the bank has to send the appraiser out before they can close and have a mortgage on the house, right? So now comes back, oh, your house is only valued at $320,000.
Even if all the other houses in the fucking cul-de-sac is valued,
I done fought appraisers, bro. I done fought them. We done sent paperwork, sent comps, sent other houses. They still was. I went through it a couple times.
Wow.
So as of lately, I haven't been going through it, but in 2022 and 2021, I went through it. So my attorney, me and her are really tight. Jenny Cologne, that's what I deal with. And I came to her and I told her, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm tired. She's one of the biggest attorneys out here and deal with all the guys that's building neighborhoods and apartments and all that. So she deal with the big dogs. So I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, I'm tired of going through this. Like, what can I do? Well, she gave me some sauce, and it was a wrap for that appraisal bullshit. So now, in my contracts now, must cover appraisal gap if the house don't appraise. So if we selling the house for $350 and you agree on buying it at $350 and it come in $340, $315, you must cover that gap to pay that. I ain't taking no more L's.
Whoa, damn, okay.
So we started doing that. Let's putting appraisal gaps in. Then on top of that, she already told me what they was doing. So during the pandemic, like I said, I was taking them appraisal hits in 2021, 2020. So that was during the pandemic. So that's when the housing market was just going crazy, right? Interest rates was low, all that, right?
Yeah.
So what happened then was the appraisers was trying to combat with the market price, because back then during that time, you had bullshit houses selling for 20, 30, 40K over asking. Remember, everything was selling super high. Everything was selling super high. So all the appraisers were trying to do, so that's why I said I can't really say it couldn't have been a racial thing. I feel like it was, but the appraisers was trying to do at that time was they was trying to battle inflation. They was trying to keep certain houses being this super value of a house and keep cutting the appraisals, you know what I'm saying? And keep trying to keep the value lower. So like I said, I got tired of it. I'm like, bro, I ain't about to keep taking no hits like this, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you sit there and know somebody's buying a house for this price, so now you already calculating what you making, and then the appraisal come back on some, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. We spent that joint. I was like, yeah, nah, we about to stop doing this. We ain't taking no more hits.
How do you get a hard investor?
Hard money lender?
Hard money lender, yes.
Free game, you go realestatewealthnetwork.com. Realestatewealthnetwork.com. They got a list of private lenders, hard money lenders. You go up there, I think it's like $400 for the year. You get access to all the lenders, get their phone number, email, just reach out to them, let them know you got some projects you need funding on. So, yeah.
Do you need money? Do you personally need money while going to a hard lender?
Yeah, that's why I was telling you with the $25,000 really get started. Yeah, because they're going to charge you anywhere between 10, 15, 20% to put down. You know what I'm saying? But some lenders, they don't care about your credit. They just look at the deal. Like most lenders, they looking at what you paying for the house, how much money you putting in the house, and what you can sell it for. You know what I'm saying? That's the three things they're looking at. Because if you can't make no money, they can't make no money.
Right.
So they're loaning money to make money off of you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got your down payment, and then you got 1% interest, or you got some lenders, they just charge you points and closing costs. So you might come to the table with like $7,000, $8,000. Like my last deal, I think I put down $8,000, and we're gonna end up making like $97,000, $98,000 on the house. So, yeah.
Come on, man. Wish y'all could see
doable.
my face. It's disgusting.
It's doable, bro. I tell people like it's doable. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some people out here that wholesale and make $50,000, $60,000, $40,000, and they ain't even flipped the house. So that's what started changing my perspective, and that's how I started taking wholesaling serious.
So you do a little bit of everything.
I do everything. Like the last 4 months, when everybody, the last 4 months, if you turn on the news, every day it's talking about market crash. I was trying not to let that shit get to me for real. And I'm still studying, and I'm still checking the inventory. It was still low inventory, so I'm like, yo, the market can't crash with low inventory. You need a bunch of houses on the market for it to crash. So at that time prior to that, I was doing about 10 to 12 flips a month. So I cut down all the way to 4 to 5 flips a month, just because I'm like, all right, if it do crash, I'm not hung out here with a bunch of houses, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, let me cut back, let me scale back some and do 5, 6 flips and not do 12. So if it crashes, I'm not taking a crazy hit. You know what I'm saying? I know I can just move those 4 or 5 real fast. And those 4 or 5, I had so big of a profit margin that if I needed to cut the shit in half just to get rid of it, make somebody feel like they getting a deal, I'm still gonna clear $50,000 per house. So that's why I was like, all right. So in that time period, 6 months prior to that, I had just went to a training out in Alabama for wholesaling. I already knew how to wholesale, but this joint right here is like some supercharged type wholesaling. Like they were people in there making like an M a month, $500,000 a month just off wholesaling. So I got around that mix, got with the sauce I needed to get, and came back and put that mix into what I had going on. So at that time when I scaled back on the flips, I turned up with the wholesaling. I went stupid. Like to the point I'm like, damn. So I'm a person like everybody got to eat. So I'm like, all right, I can't get too caught up in the wholesaling because I got to feed my mom. My mom, my realtor. I got to feed her. I got to feed my contractors. I got to feed everybody around me. So I was like, and all these people's eating off flips. When I'm wholesaling, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not just me because I got a crazy team with wholesales. But when I'm wholesaling, that money is coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pay no contractors, pay no realtors. I don't have to pay nobody. You know what I'm saying? Besides my people that I pay for as like commission and my weekly people and all that stuff. So I'm like, damn, I got to keep the flips going. So now and I just posted this last night on Instagram. So now that I see where the market's at, what's going on, now I don't mind scaling back up with my, with my flips and going back to that 10, 12 flips a month. But I scaled back, like I say, going to October, November, December. I had a lot of houses come in. I just end up like helping my mentees, getting them in properties and stuff like that. So,
how often do you worry about the market crashing?
I don't worry about shit at all now. I feel like I got to figure it out. I figure if that shit go up, down, left, right, I'm good. Because it's like, the thing is, I tell people like this. If you get the house for the right price, why are you worried about the market price? Why are you worried about market crashing? The people that's worried about the market crashing is the people that's getting them houses got 30, 40K profit. I mean, 30, 40K profit margins. Me, if I got $150,000 plus profit margins, right? And I'm not buying a house that can't sell over 350. Like I just started putting guidelines on my shit. So now it's like the last year I have not bought a house that sells over 350. So that tells you, one, I'm staying in that market of your average home buyers. 225, 250, 275. Because that's the average person that's going to get appraised. I mean, get approved for a mortgage at that price. So if I stay in that buyer's pool and get the house at a good price, I'm not going to have a problem. That's number one. Number two, which is important about our market, it's a military state. It's ships coming in, ships coming out, and military is always buying in this fucking area between Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Newport News and Hampton. You got army bases, military bases, all that. They always buying. Always buying, bro. So I never had an issue. So now it's like, I'm not worried about the market crash. As long as we get in this house at the right number we need to get it at, it can crash all it wants. Because if we put this house on the market, somebody can feel like they're getting a super steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna feel like they're getting a deal. So if I know I gotta just drop it down, so I ain't trying to toot my own horn. When the market was supposedly crashing, and everybody was out here going retarded, losing their mind, realtors tweaking out, everybody was tripping, I'm sitting back still getting 15, 20K over asking. I'm still getting 15, 20K over asking. Still selling houses in 1 or 2 days. I'll pop my shit on Instagram. I was popping it. I was like, dang, man, y'all said the market crashed. My shit going. I'm going. Like, I dropped a video and I was in the gym, I was boxing, I was like, my shit's still hitting. Like, I'm not having a problem. Like, I'm trying to jinx myself, tap on it. No, I'm not having them issues. When you know the game, like shout out Mitt215, and we know the game, you don't panic, man. When you know the game, you don't panic. I knew what was going on. There was no reason for me to panic. There was no reason.
Do you think a lot of your team for like helping you keep your head on straight during that time?
I got a crazy team. I appreciate them every day. Some of them know, some of them probably don't know. I appreciate my team. I don't give a fuck who I got to argue with, who I get into it with. I appreciate everybody. It hasn't been no arguments or nothing in a long time. I know, like, one of my crews I had, we used to argue once a week. But I appreciate them dearly. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate my team. I felt like, coming from a person like me, I was doing this shit by myself at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was writing letters and making phone calls, walking up to people's houses, doing door knocking. I was doing all that stuff myself. So it's like, when you do everything yourself and now you got a team, you appreciate it. I got somebody that do everything now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can sit in here and talk all day. I know them houses are getting done right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to call, do nothing. Like, they know who they got to call. Whoever know who they got to pull up to the property. So it's just coming from that. Like, I don't know how long y'all been following me. Like, them first years, I was in and out of Lowe's 5-6 times a day getting material, going to property appointments, looking for the next house to buy, going to meet. I was doing everything myself, burning myself out. But I ain't care, because like you say, when you eager to change your lifestyle and change your family and change everything around you, like, you don't give a fuck. You just going. Now, sometimes I'm still like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that I got a team, I found myself start getting bored. So I was like, all right, what I got to do next? I got to be doing something. Like, I got to be doing something all day.
I was going to ask you, like, you invest. So what else do you like to invest your time?
All right, so I just got licensed February 15th for my own mental health agency. So we be able to take substance abuse and crisis patients and just all kind of mental health patients.
What got you to that point?
One of my man's Jerome, he was going crazy. I don't want to even put his I don't want to put his figures out there, but he was going crazy doing this thing, and I really like me and him took a real solid take into each other, and that's my guy. Like, what happened was I started turning up real estate. He like, Tone, put me in. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, bet. So, shit, we did a couple projects together, and then I taught him everything he needed to do for us to take off, and he took off. Now he got, I don't know how many projects going on. So he was already in mental health. He already had his mental health company established. Oh, okay. So he was already going crazy in that lane, in that field. He was going retarded. He was going crazy. So he was like, bro, you know, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. I'm like, all right, like, shit, you listen to me, I'm gonna listen to you. So one hand can help the other hand, Okay. So, like, I helped him in my lane, and he helped me in his lane. You know what I'm saying? So now that I got everything in control, so we just help each other out. You know what I mean? We still, like we be on the phone, like, yo, go find an apartment building, go find this, or let's do this, or let's do that. So we still running plays together for sure.
Have you tapped into, like, commercial real estate or apartments? And
that's what I'm looking for now. Like, we trying to look for, like, 40, 50 unit buildings, like, out of state. And just buying, like, just buying. Like, now I think I established so many different relationships now where, like, we could do 10 apartment buildings in a year. Like, I know just on a give or take, if we find an apartment building, they want 15-20% down, I know I could do a 1 or 2 by myself. And I know if I want to do 10 that year, I got 3 or 4 people I can call. And
I want to hop on that shit. I'm rooting for you.
I can call people like they like I got a lot of people, they believe in me now, bro. Like they seen where I was before everything at now. So them people now that believe in me, like they don't mind putting that bag up. So if I call them and like, yo, just to play, we gonna make 3-4 M's off this shit. They be like, all right, I'm about to send you the wire. Like it ain't no question. It ain't no questions to ask now.
Let's go.
So,
yo.
Yeah, it ain't no questions now. You know what I'm saying? Like no, ain't no nothing. Like, oh, this how much we gonna make a month. This we gonna get back in 6 months. All right, let's run the play. So I established good relationships with a lot of people where now it's like sky's the limit. So now it ain't nothing for me to goddamn step my shit up and just go hunt for the motherfucking food and bring the food back to the plate so everybody can eat.
Hell yeah. Are there any like classes, programs, loans, grants, anything like specifically to help you get a house?
That's more on the realtor side. Yeah, it's definitely grants out there. There's definitely programs out there. I couldn't tell you which ones because I just be buying houses. So I can't.
I don't know what that is.
I can't tell you which ones, but definitely tap in with a good realtor, bro. Like it's definitely grants out there. It's definitely programs out there. It's definitely no closing cost assistance. It's down payment programs. It's a lot of different programs out there. So if you get with the right realtor that got access and knowledge, a lot of these realtors don't have knowledge of them programs. So if you get with the right realtor that has knowledge of them programs, that can really assist you in buying your property. You know what I mean?
Right. Even
your personal residence.
Okay. Speaking of knowledge, you said you have your Tone Royal Academy.
I got the A&R Power Pack, the A&R wholesale mentorship. Got the A&R 101s. And then we got a couple big events that we doing towards the end of the year this year.
Okay. So in your classes, is your information easy to digest, and can you talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, so I give out everything you need as far as the wholesale, as far as the flip. One of the packages I just got finished doing was the A&R Power Pack. Y'all about to be like, y'all gonna trip out. So the A&R Power Pack, right? I set them up with the lender. I set them up with the property. And I set them up with the contractors. I set them up with the whole thing. So now, once you do this house, make your money, you can go on, you got a $1 million situation now. So I did that. I think we did like 15, no, we did 12 people. We did 12 people like that. So I found 12 people houses.
Yo.
Got 12 people, their own contractor crew, and sent 12 people through different various lenders that I have built great relationships with. Yeah. And let them know that this is my mentorship program. And let the lenders know that I'm going to be walking them through their first flip. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason I stopped that program was because it was hard for me to scale it. Once people got whiff of what was going on, they like, yo. So mind you, I'm doing 10, 12 houses. I'm doing coaching and mentorships and all that stuff for real estate. And then I still got to help them and walk them through and make sure everything's going right with their property. So it was a big strain on me, and that was the reason why I was like, okay, I can't scale this like I thought I could to the point where it's like I could take 30, 40 students and put them in houses. I was thinking like that because I had properties coming in so much from us wholesaling. Right. So I'm like, okay, I got enough houses for this. I got enough houses for that. I can get them houses to my students, let them turn up and get them an opportunity to make the bag and run and take off. Now it got to a point where it's like, how the fuck I must do this. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right.
You never had anybody like following you around to see, like, to watch.
Yeah, so those my one-on. Yeah, so I got the one-on-one ride-alongs. So I take them to 3 houses, show them how much, what a flip look like, what everything look like in that flip. Plumbing, electrical, HVAC. We break down everything. What it costs, roof, windows, what you should be paying. So when you go step out here to do your first flip, you're not getting fucked over by a contract. Right. Then at the other half of the one-on-one, we'll leave, go back to the office or go sit down. We bust out the laptops. I show them all the wholesale software to find their first deal. So not only I'm gonna show you what to pay for, what to look for in your flip, but now I'm gonna show you how to find your house too. So that was the one-on-one plays I was running. So that was A&R one-on-ones, and then the A&R wholesale mentorship. That's just like I love that shit. That's my super turn package right there because like we just started that probably like 3 weeks ago. I got a couple people in the group. They already on their first deal. So It's crazy. So so going into that joint, we turned up with that. I show them how to wholesale, build their team out, show them how to talk on the phone. They talking to sellers. Show them how to actually scale their business and you know what an actual wholesale company look like and what it's supposed to be set up as. Just you know learning how to break down your CRM and you know just different wholesale softwares as far as your deals and stuff coming in. So that right there, like I like doing that, and it's kind of easier to scale because it's not me at 15 different students properties in one day. You know what I'm saying? And trying to walk through everybody's property, go over prices. I'm like, you gotta understand, I was going to get materials and everything with these students. And
oh, you was really doing everything
for
yourself.
Yeah, like me and the contractor. Like it was because the thing is, I can't just put them in the house.
You only got 24 hours.
Right?
What you doing,
bro? That's what I'm working my life away. So like you gotta understand, I gotta show them what to buy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like we putting this in the house, putting that in the house. This what this costs. This what this costs. And it was some days I couldn't be at this student property, or couldn't be at this student at Lowe's, or couldn't be at this student at Home Depot.
But you literally did like a step by step, like.
Yeah, they got a situation now. They don't need me no more, unless they want me to just wholesale them another house.
Do you? Okay.
My lender got mad. My lender said, "You creating competition for yourself." I said, "No."
I was gonna ask you, like, do you still work with?
Yeah.
Keep everybody like
good
relationship.
I got a great relationship with everybody. I ain't creating no competition for myself because I'm not worried about competition. Number one, if I had $70 million right now, I can't buy every house in the 757. And then on top of that, just being, I'm not saying this is not a black or a white thing, but bro, people go through shit every day. So somebody gonna want to sell a house every day. You know what I'm saying? Financial situations change every day, right? When things change, people are ready to liquidate. They're ready to sell a house. That's number one. Number two, somebody getting a divorce every day. So when they get a divorce, they're ready to sell a house. That's number two. Number three, somebody die every day. When somebody die, the kids inherit the house. They don't want the house. They want the money. So at that point, I'm always going to be buying houses. I'm not worried about creating no fucking competition. I'm not. I'm not at all. If somebody blow past me, man, more power to you.
Do you have a favorite project that you've done already?
I had a couple. Yeah, 882 Elder Road. I made a lot of money off that house too. I sold that house and went and got my G-Wagon.
Look at that!
That was my funniest house. I had somebody help. That was the one house that I let somebody design.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
This wasn't a new construction?
Nah, this is a flip. That was the one house that I was like, yo, I'm stepping my design shit up, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And I let one person design that house. And they did that shit. Like they weren't even here. Like they didn't even live here. They was sending me different shit online and I'm going and flooring the core, picking it out, FaceTime like this. We put that shit together. I ain't gonna lie, shit came out crazy.
Do you still use that person now?
Nah, we don't even talk no more.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Look, man, I have a ton of questions, but we have to get into the memory lane.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Right beside you, on your left-hand side, you have a stack of photos.
All right.
I want you to take one, flip it over, show it to the camera, and just explain what was happening during that time, where you were, and everything.
All right, so this picture right here, I was in DR. I just needed a mental break, man. So, you know, I had to get up out of there. And I had fun this trip, for sure. Like, for sure. This is fun. But this was in the middle of the pandemic, so it wasn't really nothing going on in DR. It wasn't nothing going on out there, bro. Like, nothing.
But you enjoyed yourself.
I enjoyed myself.
It was empty, so was it like...
It was
anything?
It was like one or two. There wasn't too much going on. Yeah. I mean, I got drunk. But most at that time, it wasn't really much open in DR. So it was like, kind of stay. I'm not one of them people that like stay on a resort. Like I be trying to get a feel for the energy. I'm trying to go to the trenches. I'm trying to go to the trenches. I'm trying to.
Like that,
yeah. I don't like.
I got niggas like that. I be like, oh, why?
Nah, I gotta get a feel for the culture, bro. Like. You gotta go out there and get the chicken on the little side of the street. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go feel it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the local bars. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I do all that. Like any place I've been to, I'm in. Like I done had people with me like, why the fuck you got that chain on? Like they mad. I came out there with my jewelry on. I don't give a fuck. I'm just out there vibing. Like, I got a little fucking knife from room service in my pocket. I'm like, look, this shit gonna go however it's gonna go.
You gotta move like that. Why you
right. Right, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just like, when you get around that type of stuff, because it's like, yeah, you shouldn't wear certain stuff, certain places, and I have people tell me that all the time when I'm out of the country. So, but the thing is like, energy don't lie, vibes don't lie. Like, if I come in here and show y'all like, bro, Tone, he cool, he solid. He ain't coming in here trying to shit on us or make us feel like he lower. So when you go to them different countries that yes, we do, as Americans, have more in certain places. If you coming in there with that attitude and just like, oh yeah, I'm him, and this, like, bro, come in there, get a feel for the culture, introduce yourself, how you doing? If you show respect, you get respect. You know what I'm saying? So them places I was at, bro, people was like, we was cool. I'm in the mix. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You one of them now.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, it won't know, like, oh, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all love everywhere I done been to, bro. I done even been to the trenches in Thailand. Like, some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna lie, that was the one place I was kind of like, I don't know about this.
You out the country a lot?
Not as of these last couple of years, no. I'm chasing them houses. I go out, like, statewide. Like, I go to, like, Atlanta, Miami, and New York, D.C. a lot. That was, like...
What's your preference? Like, the one place, like, somebody might catch you at?
Miami and D.C. I'm always in D.C.
I love D.C.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'll leave here, go to D.C. right now.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm always,
trip.
So people see me in D.C. all the time. Miami, too. Like, every time I'm in Miami, I bump into people.
From up here?
Anywhere. Like,
okay.
I got friends everywhere, so.
Alright.
Yeah.
You go to the next bit.
This the one. This was dope, bro. Alright, y'all. So, this picture right here, that was dead smack in the middle of COVID. And my birthday was April 28th. It was my birthday. So, I'm like, yo, instead of me just dipping, that's when everything was closed. Like, you couldn't go nowhere at that point. Like, that was the top of the pandemic, where it's like, you're not going nowhere. So I was like, dang, what am I gonna do for my birthday? So me being a good person I am, like, bro, I'm just give back. Like, what can I do? So back then when that shit first happened, you know, the hospitals was packed. Nurses was working they was working like straight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go feed the nurses. I call my man up. I'm like, yo, we're gonna get some pieces. We're gonna go drop these joints at the hospital. We're gonna go to the emergency unit. So we pulled up with all the pieces. Bro, nurses started crying. They like, what are you doing? Like, oh my God, it was going crazy. Yeah.
Yo.
So I was like, we just showing, you know, appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because they was the essential workers during that time. You know what I'm saying? So they was the ones putting in the work, and that back then when they first hit, that's when everybody was dying left and right. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was dying. Everybody was like, yo, the COVID. And then, you know, after a while, people just start coming back outside. But at the top of that joint, bro, the nurses was working. The nurses was working. So I'm like, oh, I gotta go do something. So I just did something. That was on my birthday.
Seeing that on your birthday, seeing that emotion and how much they appreciated that. Like, how did that make you feel?
I felt good. That was a dope day.
Are you usually a giving person?
Yeah, for sure. I'm always giving, always doing different stuff. Always back to school stuff. Christmas drives. Like, one of my mans, he used to always have Christmas drive, and then once he stopped, I just still reach out to different, like, single mothers or whoever that had, like, whatever situation going on, just donate.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that didn't get posted. You know what I'm saying? This right here. What's this right here? I think this is the first class I did. Yeah, this is like the first class. This was dope too. So, that's when I started having group classes. Like, I had everybody come to one house that I just started flipping. Showed them everything I was doing, what I was going to pay for the house, show them how much I had to put down with the lender. I was giving out a lot. Those classes like $250 back then.
What was it at, bro?
Those classes were $250 then. Yeah, bro. It was like $200 or $350, something like that.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you can go to the next.
When I was Thailand. So I love,
that's the Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, I love animals. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared shitless in here. I was scared, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, one of them just turned around, roared. Like, we got a deep ass roar. I'm like, oh nah. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm way across the world. Like, I just knew something was
about to go left. That call is a wrap.
Yeah, like, my son got ate by a tiger. Like.
That's how that relationship with children.
Yo,
for real though.
For real, that was cool. Oh, this is one of my favorite pictures right here. So, I told my kids, like, I ain't never really taken no pictures of my kids. So, I had bought them furs. Like probably 6-7 months prior. And then I knew I was going to buy me one. So I was like, you know what? Let's go take pictures in the furs and let's go to New York. We're going to jump on just do some fly shit with the kids. Like, I try to show them as much as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? So I went and bought me a fur. They already had their furs. Had the helicopters. Just spent time in the city in New York. Just was running around, took pictures and stuff. But I just feel like this picture right here, it's just a level of growth. Like, my daughter, that's my trench baby for real, because she was around, like, she 12 now, so she was around when nigga was lost and trying to figure that shit out, and you know what I'm saying? So I know she didn't see my growth, like, damn, my dad was here and there, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of it's just like another, I guess, like, it reminds me just of like another level, just stepping up, you know what I'm saying? This one right here. This is my first bird project. Bird. So it's like the BRRR. So it's buy, rehab, rent, repeat. Okay. So that's when you buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. So that's when you buy a house. So right here, right? So let's say buy the house. We bought a house for $65,000. We only put 10 grand in the house. We can rent it for $1,400, and then when you refi the house out, we was refining the house 70% of $195. That would have been my profit. And now I just put, I actually, instead of me, you know, when you sell a house, you make money, but you lose ownership. Mm-hmm. So in this case, I made money and still maintain ownership of the house. And this is one of my Section 8 properties. Mm.
I want to,
yeah, go ahead.
About, you say you go out the country, but not like a lot. And you do real estate. Do you plan on doing real estate out the country?
Yeah, Tulum.
Tulum.
I went to Tulum 3 times last year. Like,
it's like that.
Yeah, I love that shit.
It's the new Cancun.
It's better than Cancun to me. The problem what's going on now is Cancun is trying to make Cancun like Tulum. Like, you see all these different little nice clubs been popping up in Cancun with this little jungle feature and all that. All that came from Tulum. Cancun trying to compete with Tulum. But it's never going to compete because Cancun too open. Like, when you go to Tulum is very small and private, but it's turned. Mm. Like, it's turned. Tulum's not that big at all. And it's dirt roads everywhere. So it's like still being developed. Okay. So the problem what they trying to combat is Tulum, you got to fly into Cancun airport to get to Cancun. Tulum is an 1.5-hour drive from Cancun airport. So a lot of people don't like doing it. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to sit in the car for that. They rather go Cancun. But Tulum be so turned. You go to Tulum, you going to see celebrities, you going to see athletes. You going to see everything there. Like, Tulum is turned. People from all around the world. Mm-hmm. So some people, they don't mind doing that. So now Cancun trying to turn in Cancun to like give it that Tulum vibe. Mm-hmm. But the problem that they doing now is Tulum is building an airport to fly right into Tulum.
Shit. Okay.
So now you ain't got to fly to Cancun and then drive 1.5 hours away from Cancun no more.
They making it convenient.
They making it convenient now.
But that's gonna bring a lot more tourists and shit to Tulum, and it's gonna bring money there. But then, you know what I'm saying, like the people who usually do go there is gonna make y'all want to go somewhere else.
I feel like that shit like the Mexican Hamptons. Like that shit like Mexican Hamptons / Vegas. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just love that shit for real. Like, Tulum a different vibe. Like, the thing is, Cancun can make all they little spots like that all they want to. It's not Tulum. Tulum's in the middle of fucking jungle. It's in the middle of a fucking jungle. Like, when you walk out there, like, I don't know if that shit in here. I took my kids, my son walking around with fucking Yeezy foam runners on in the middle of fucking jungles. Kids and turkeys and chickens running on dirt roads. We walking to the little corner store. But then you go down a block, there's nothing but straight clubs and restaurants, hookah bars and all that shit. And the food good.
They gotta be some shit, some dope shit for
it is,
like,
bro.
An experience like
bro,
that.
It is. And that's my whole thing. Is just I try to show them as much as I can. Like, people like, how the fuck you? I had my son in the club with me in Mexico.
For real?
Yeah, dancing.
Yo!
Like, that shit on my Instagram. They like, how the fuck did you get your son in the? I'm like, I had my kids in there with me. Like, they bringing bottles to the table. We smoking hookah, everything. Like, my daughter, like, My daughter, she not with none of that shit. She like, Dad, they keep bringing sparklers. They keep doing all of this.
She don't know the vibes yet.
Right. My son over there, he getting it. He over there dancing. And then the fucking bar people, they turning him up.
Yeah.
So it was like, I try to just get them every experience I can. You know what I'm saying? So that was that.
That's beautiful, man.
Oh yeah, this the new company right here. So Royal Family Services. This is my mental health company. So Royal Family Service, like I said, we taking substance abuse, we taking Alzheimer's mental health patients, and then what I got up here is I did the medical transport too. So just taking people back to like dialysis and doctor's appointment, physical therapy,
right.
stuff like that. So I got the transport too. Got the medical van for that too.
Congratulations on the new business.
Appreciate that. Bro, this is the worst house I ever did.
What happened?
Number one, it was mad squatters in there. It was shit. It was shit smeared. It was shit smeared all on the windows and the walls and the floor. The whole house. Bro, I had to pay the contractors extra. They went and got gas masks and oxygen. It was that bad and it stunk that bad in there. The whole house was falling apart. But I'm gonna tell you what was special about this deal that you can't see. On the other side of this deal right here, it was a lot I got for free. I built new construction next to the house. So this is a 2-for-1.
So you won on the back end?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, this is the same picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, that shit was cool though, man. That was dope right there. That was dope.
Tom Royal, I must say, it was a pleasure having you. It was amazing. Interview chock full of information. Definitely gems that I can take away from and I can share with some of my friends. And I hope that people of Media Fast TV will definitely tune in and they get some gems for this. And like I said, I appreciate you for coming through and dropping them.
I appreciate it. I'm about to drop one more. The first fix and flip online course from beginning to ending, finding your contractors, funding, taking y'all from a house from demo, plumbing, HVAC, everything. First course. Saying it right now on Media Pass TV. I have not dropped this. Nobody allowed. It's 1 or 2 people know about this. The online course is coming and it's affordable. And it's going to show you how to flip a house from A to Z. And I'm going to have the hard money lenders and private lenders in the course so you have your funding for your house. You'll know what to pay for your flips. You'll know what to pay for your contractors. Everything in one online course. And it's going to be super affordable. I'm talking about like a pair of Jordans affordable.
Stop playing. You know, don't say Jordans affordable.
The Jordans that been, not the rare Jordans. Not the rare Air Max affordable. You're right, because the sneaker game is crazy right now. Like, you got Dunk selling for $400, $500, $600.
Shit is crazy right now.
It's crazy. So we just gonna say, couple pair of white Air Force Ones.
Okay.
$200-$300.
Speaking of that, you said you want to ball out with your first check or whatever. You got the G-Wagon. You looking spiffy right now.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
How
Sinclair.
Play in your life?
I love fashion. I love clothes. I don't try to get too carried away with it, but I like getting fly. I fucked up a lot of clothes when I first started because my ass was getting fly going to the projects.
Oh man!
And the thing is, some people thought I was getting dressed to really go to my projects on some fly stuff. I was actually getting fly because I still had shit going on out my day. Right. So I would stop by the house and probably be at the project 5-6 hours, and I might go to lunch and do other stuff out my day. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love fashion, man. I feel like I had a clothing line before all this when I was young. So, Reckless Society. It was real popping. We had ASAP. We had a couple of ASAP artists in our shit. That was back when ASAP was like fire. You know, they had their crazy run back then. Yeah. Who else I had in my stuff? DJ Khaled. What was his couple producers.
So you been hustling for a while. You been
Yeah. I had a lot of people in my clothing line. What happened was I don't like doing certain stuff a lot of people was doing, so I started getting more into the like cut and sew stuff and just doing more pieces. And I was going through it with a lot of different factories, and I won't really. It's like they wasn't producing what I needed them to produce, and then I started trying to figure out other things to do, as far as outsourcing for the design stuff, and I couldn't find it, so I just ended up just running through the money and just just said fuck it, for real. But a lot of people, I get this to this day, people like, yo, bring your clothesline back, or bring this back, bring that back, but a lot of people don't understand, like, it takes a lot to have, like, a good brand. a lot of work going to like having a good brand versus just dropping some shirts or something. You know what I'm saying? So, that's when I really was. But I always been into fashion since I was a little kid. I don't know. You know, when we was young, like shit, we probably all the same age in here. But, like, I used to look at magazines a lot. Like, you know, you watching videos and shit on like. So it was just like being in fashion like that, and then like. My mom, she from New York, so she used to have me like up there a lot, and I just be around people that I'm just like, damn, what you got on? What you got on? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, like so, like being young up there and being around certain stuff, and you know, my mom get fly, so she be into certain stuff. So I was just like, I always was just, I don't know, I was always been into fashion for.
Man, we definitely could keep going on and on.
Yeah,
definitely gotta have you back for another interview.
No, I'm with it.
The ambition, the work ethic, the eagerness, the relentlessness, you know, the persistence. I love it.
Man, please.
And I really appreciate you for stopping.
Nah, I appreciate it. This is dope. Definitely gotta do it again. Definitely. We can do it again as soon as the course drop.
As soon as the course drop, y'all hear that?
It's that detailed. It's that detailed.
As soon as the course drop, my man said he'll be right back.
It's that detailed, man. I knew whatever I had to drop, it had to be something that was really gonna be worth people while, and it was like now I can make it affordable. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of my stuff is high, and even with my mentorships, like something we just do now, like we offer financing now. So like a lot of my wholesale mentorships, they 10, 15K. You got a 620 credit score, we can get you approved. You know what I'm saying? Like we get you approved, you can pay monthly payments on it.
Y'all hear that, man? Stop playing. Stop playing. Tap in. Tone Royal. Y'all know what it is. Media Pass TV, baby.
Thank you.